I'd say, first of all, don't buy too much. Don't kind of go overboard with the percentage that you buy. So 10%, 20% at a push is the kind of levels that people buy. If you are going to go for it, there are many cheap funds which give you exposure to it now. So you won't be paying more than about 0.15%, I think is the cheapest for the UK investor. So just look at the expense ratio, because gold is gold, right? There's not much to choose between one fund and another. Physical exposure is what people usually go to. Read the fine print, look where the vault is, because if you care, I care, I certainly do, then it's certainly an important factor. But nowadays you can get that exposure very cheaply with these ETFs, so that's probably the way I'd go.
People can be confident of the value of their money and the gold there. These places are insured. Have they got all of that kind of stuff? You're saying I care where the gold is,
The chance of a gold vault being robbed are very low, I'd say. But
more likely for a bank to get robbed, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'd say so. And probably they're insured. I'm not sure about the insurance. Maybe I should have looked that up as well.
It should be insured because investment wine is insured. So
it's a bit different when it's like billions of pounds.
And it's
gold. Who's insuring that, and what's the cost?
But I suspect if you had bulk quantities, then it wouldn't be, the insurance wouldn't be that high. But you are the ultimate beneficiary of owner. You get the kind of legal ownership of the gold if you have the ETF. So I wouldn't be that worried about it.
Can you go there and demand it?
No.
Can you say, give me my gold?
No.
Oh. And if you've got gold in your house in a safe, or you've got some coins, where would you store that?
Yeah, where
do I keep my gold? Is that what you're saying, Darren?
Safe deposit box. Are you thinking more safe deposit box than you are?
It's funny because I heard a story about someone that actually buried it in their garden, which is difficult, because what if you forget? Or what if you die and you don't tell your family, like my father didn't tell me, where the gold is hidden? That could be a problem. And that's why we have hoards, right? You still find them today where people have buried their treasure.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that kind of hoard scenario.
I use that as an example of how, because one argument of gold is if society collapses, you've got your gold. And I use that as an example of a bad example of, well, it clearly didn't work. They buried it and something happened to them. They never came back. And someone said, yeah, but what about all the ones that did work and they did dig them up? And I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe they just had a bad time, that one Roman family, but it's probably quite commonplace, wasn't it?
But look, if you're going to store it securely, and don't tell people about it, because if you do, then stories spread, and then
just like your dad didn't, your son didn't even trust you to tell you where the gold was. That was a clip from our conversation with Roman Nikisa, where we asked the question, is gold a good investment? If you want to watch the full length thing, you can do that right here.